Imagine a world where electric cars don't need charging stations, fuel, or even a plug. Sounds like science fiction, right? Well, in the heart of Zimbabwe, one man made it real. Welcome to the incredible story of Maxwell, a genius who defied the odds and redefined electric vehicles for Africa and maybe the world. Buckle up, because this is going to blow your mind. Hit that like button and subscribe if you're ready for a game changer. Electric vehicles promise cleaner air, quieter cities, and freedom from oil, but in Africa, they seemed impossible. Why? Charging infrastructure was practically non-existent. Europe had millions poured into charging networks, and the US had Tesla superchargers lining highways. But in Africa, where power grids flicker and distances stretch for miles, charging stations were a pipe dream. Experts said it'd take decades and billions of dollars for Africa to catch up. But Maxwell, a Zimbabwean inventor with no billions or fancy degrees, had other plans. Armed with persistence and a brilliant engineering mind, he dreamed of cars that didn't rely on external power. His solution? A car that generates its own energy endlessly as it moves. What do you think? Could this change everything? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Picture a test track in Zimbabwe, packed with engineers from South Africa, energy experts from Europe, and investors from China. Maxwell steps up and declares, "No more waiting at charging stations. No more expensive grids. This car is the future of mobility for Africa and beyond." The crowd holds its breath as his prototype hums to life. No charging cable in sight. It rolls forward, the dashboard showing a battery that refuses to drop. Minutes turn into hours, and the range meter barely budges. Journalists scramble to record the moment. By the end, it's clear. Maxwell just solved the EV charging problem. This wasn't just a car. It was a revolution. The world went wild. Headlines screamed, "Zimbabwe's genius cracks EV code," and "Game over for charging stations." In Silicon Valley, whispers spread, had Maxwell outdone Tesla? In Beijing, officials held late-night meetings. In Africa, people dreamed of a future without fuel or charging limits. But not everyone was cheering. Car manufacturers, oil giants, and energy companies saw a threat to their empires. Soon, Maxwell's inbox overflowed with offers, partnerships from Europe, huge investments from China, and contracts from American tech giants. But Maxwell wasn't in it for the money. He wanted Africa to lead, to become a hub of innovation, not just a consumer of foreign tech. As Maxwell's fame grew, so did the pushback. Polite emails from corporations turned into pressure. "This belongs to the world, not just Africa," they said. "Let us handle the patents and factories. Just sign here." To Maxwell, it smelled like control. Then things got shady. During a private test drive, his prototype suddenly shut down. Engineers found deliberate tampering. Someone had sabotaged it. Leaked documents from an oil consortium revealed plans to discredit him. Paid analysts called his tech a hoax, and lobbyists pressured African governments to back off. Why? A car that doesn't need fuel or charging could collapse entire industries overnight. But Maxwell kept pushing, silencing critics with every flawless test drive. Meanwhile, Africa woke up. In Rwanda, President Kagame invited Maxwell to showcase his car at a Pan-African summit. In Nigeria, tech entrepreneurs offered to crowdfund his work. South Africa proposed a continental alliance to protect his tech. Across the continent, People saw more than a car. They saw hope. Hashtags like hashtag powered by Africa trended, and young engineers built miniature models of a system. At the African Union, leaders debated fiercely. Should they partner with foreign powers or keep Maxwell's tech African-owned? The decision was historic. A Pan-African tech fund to back Maxwell and ensure Africa controlled its own future. Months of tension, sabotage attempts, and negotiations led to a historic day in Addis Ababa. At an African Union summit, Maxwell's fleet of self-powered cars gleamed under the sun. He drove lap after lap, hours passing with no sign of slowing. Scientists inspected the system live and confirmed this was real. As the summit ended, convoys of Maxwell's cars rolled out, broadcast live worldwide. Kids in remote villages watched on dusty TVs, their eyes wide with possibility. The balance of power had shifted. For the first time, Africa wasn't importing the future. It was exporting it. But the fight's not over. Global powers are still circling, and Maxwell's next move will decide if Africa can hold on to this revolution. This isn't just about a car. It's about what's possible when you dream bigger than the skeptics. Africa's leading the charge, and the world's watching. Will they pull it off? If this story fired you up, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more stories of innovation and grit. Share this video to spread the word about Africa's EV revolution. Until next time, keep dreaming big.